Good to have your company. Australia, I should say the Labor Party, right on the cusp of a majority government. They are all but there. We just can't quite be certain of the numbers at the moment. It could be as soon as today. We'll see how many more come in from the AUC. So why the confidence to call that? Let's look first of all at the House of Reps pre-election. Liberal Party, the LNP on 76. We know they're going to drop 20-odd seats and they're out of contention. The key number here is Labor's 69 seats. So that's where they start at. Where do they go from there? Let's simply look at the seats they're losing, the seats they're gaining, and how many are still up for grabs. 9 seats are over in the Labor column. That gets them to 78. Then you take away the 2 they've lost, Griffith and Fowler, gets them back to 76. Remember, that's the magic number. So on these knife-edge seats, where are they going? Lingiari, most likely a Labor hold. It is a difficult seat to predict. It looks like a lower turnout, and judging on Labor's current lead, they are going to hold that, but it's not certain. Let's put that in their column. Macnamara is a likely Labor hold up against the Greens in Melbourne. Again, it's not a certainty, but that looks likely as to where the seat is headed. The positive news on that for Labor, if that is the case, there's only one more they can actually lose to drop below 76. That's the seat of Gilmore. And they have 3 genuine opportunities to pick up seats and go to 76 or 77. That would allow them to install a speaker and still have a workable majority in the parliament. So let's have a quick look at some of those seats. First of all, the seat here of Gilmore. And this seat has been as close as it gets. Let's just get straight to the two-party preferred. You can see 50.15% for Andrew Constance. He has taken the lead. This seat has been changing hands. Now, the votes we're getting in so far out of the post-day votes are those postal ballots. How are they swinging so far? Well, towards Andrew Constance, but is it happening on a strong enough basis? Two-party preferred 54.18 compared to 45.82. If it holds up to that extent and the absent and declaration pre-poll votes go as we expected, which will slightly favour Labor, we would expect him to be just ahead at the end of this vote. But it's too close to be definitive on that. He could be ahead by as much as, or as little as 100 or 200 votes. Given that, it doesn't take a big anomaly to change that. But if we do assume that's a Liberal pickup, there are opportunities, I said, for Labor to restore their 76 based on those previous numbers. Where would they come? Well, probably the best chance we're looking at right now is still in New South Wales and the seat of Bennelong, held previously by John Alexander. We've had a big swing against the Liberal Party in this seat, 9.28%. As we've been saying, the basic maths here is the Greens' preferences get Labor up to about 46, 47, and the Liberal Party up to about 44. So do Labor hold off the rest of the preference flow, which will help out the Liberal Party? At the moment, the answer is yes, 51.08. That's the Labor lead. When we're talking about that lead, it is something that will be whittled back by those postal ballots, but how much is the big question? So on the postal ballots here in Bennelong, as we see exactly how they flow out, two-party preferred, you can see they're going 54 to 45. That helps Simon Kennedy. On those numbers so far, not enough. Factoring the absentee votes and declaration pre-poll, which again will favour Labor more than the coalition, you're going to see Labor retain that at the moment. Our projection at Sky News is they'll get about 50.7 of two-party preferred. A relatively healthy lead, but we want to keep looking at this postal vote distribution. At the moment, it's going 12% better. This is a swing on postal votes last time. So they went at 66 last time to 34, and there's only been one lot of postal votes counted. So we want to see another lot. If there's another significant batch that are counted and distributed today, and they're similar, we would be calling that to the ALP, but not just yet. So as you can see on that basic, on those basic projections right now, if just these 3 happen as we expect, Bennelong, Lingiari and Macnamara, and they're all Labor seats at the end of this, then Labor does form government in a majority. That's how close the Labor Party is. We are still waiting and hoping for more postal ballots, and as soon as we have them, we'll update you on that race to 76. Despite all that, we know Anthony Albanese will be Prime Minister. He is the 31st Prime Minister, and he's headed straight overseas. Before he left, he revealed he's hopeful Labor will form that majority.